Well, hello, I'm David Freeman with Is That Really in the Bible? I was at Bojangles eating breakfast and I was watching TV and it said on the captions, it said, America is better off now than it was 8 years ago. And I was thinking, okay, by whose definition are we taking on that bit of crazed thinking that America is better off today than it was 8 years ago? Definitely not by God's definition is America better off. I mean, when we talk about the character of a nation, the character of a nation always degenerates, does it not? I mean, you can, if you're a parent, you just look at your grandchildren and you almost live in fear of what their generation will be like or what society will be like when they grow up. So we all know that our culture degenerates over the period of time. I mean, I used to have Sirius radio on my truck, and I would scan through the music of the 40s. And of course, the 40s music was wartime. It was about the love for nation, love for country. There was a lot of romantic love songs back then because some of the men were going off to war and maybe not returning. So it was some powerful music back in the 40s. And then I would click to the 50s. And the 50s music was sort of more self-centered, my car, my girl, my song, my dance. And then you go to the 60s, and there was incredible degeneration in the music during the 60s. And then it goes on from there, 70s, 80s, 90s. And you can notice as you scan through that, just a complete degeneration of the character of, people. So are we better off? Are we better off when it comes to the character of a nation today? Kennedy, it was 1969, July 20th, Kennedy put a man on the moon. Obama put a man in the woman's bathroom. Is that better off? Are we better off today? Is that a good thing? Are we better off because we've got men in the women's bathroom today? When Obama was first elected, there were 32 million Americans on food stamps. Today, there are 46 million Americans on food stamps. The U.S. debt, GDP, was under 70% today. It's over 101%. When Obama was first been elected in the White House, the average duration for unemployment has risen from 19.8% to 32.8%. The average duration of people on unemployment. During the Obama administration, the U.S. government has accumulated more debt than from the time George Washington was president, our first president, to Bill Clinton's presidency. The Obama administration has accumulated more debt than from George Washington to Bill Clinton's presidency. Are we better off? Is the character of a nation better off today? Do we see more godly children? Do we see more honest politicians? That's a joke. That's a joke right there. Do we see more godly leadership? Do we see more godly entertainment today?